Hey, it's Bernadette. Welcome. Hope you guys are doing good. Lots and lots and lots of stuff going on right now. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Of course, my dogs go wild the minute I come on live. Apologize for that. I closed my door and locked them in thinking that was going to stop them from having a bark attack, but apparently not so much. So I want to talk to you guys today about healing chronic health issues, healing life afflictions, right? Crisis that we experience in life, places where we're stuck and stagnant, whether that's money growth, fixing our relationships, addressing our emotions, our insecurities, our self-doubt. I just want to talk to you briefly about that kind of stuff. And I call that, hi, Richard, when you're there, when you're stuck and like you're focused on other things in life, you're achieving your goals, you're holding it together for your family. I call that afflicted achievers. So if you are an afflicted achiever and you're looking to fix either your health issues or you're wanting to break out of a rut, you're wanting to break out of a plateau in your life, your business, your career, right? You want to get your relationship out of a rut, then pay attention, because there's some common things that people do. And I'm watching it right now. We're going to split it up between health issues, because I do biomagnetism, and there's a lot of stuff that's coming up with people with biomagnetism and a lot of questions I'm getting, but also running into some resistance from clients because they don't fully understand why we have to do the things we do in conjunction with biomagnetism to heal chronic health issues or even acute health issues, but especially chronic ones. And by chronic, I mean chronic fatigue syndrome, Lyme disease. You've got a bunch of blood pressure issues and you're on more than, one or two medications, right? You're dealing with hypothyroidism. You're dealing with Hashimoto's. Maybe you have MS or lupus or whatever. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. And I address all of that stuff when I work with people to heal them with biomagnetism therapy. And I don't do it alone. Some people, you have a clean diet, great. But if you have chronic health issues, there's something that's going on. And, if someone's already got their diet in order, that's one thing. My job becomes easy. But if you don't, we have to change everything. Hi, Miss Lisa. So let's cover the health issues first, and then we'll get to the afflicted achiever stuff and where you kind of get in your way. I don't want this to be a super long video, but I absolutely want to answer questions. Richard Berlanga, hello. All right, so chronic health issues. Let me answer some of the resistance questions and explain some things to you guys, because this is not stuff that you learn from your doctor. If you've been following Medical Medium, which I honestly love his work now that I've been turned on to him fully, and I've read 3 of his books and I follow his podcasts and stuff, and I use his basic protocols. I don't have my people do all this stuff he recommends, because, oh my God, the amount of protocol stuff, it's intense. But whatever their body needs, I do actually refer to his stuff, and I do ask that my clients read his work, because it will explain a lot of stuff for you that I don't have. You don't want to pay me to educate you on those things. Now, do I still do it? I do, specifically with whatever your issues are. But here's how the body works. And I really want to drive this point home, partially because I've had several clients that I'm answering questions to. I'm working on different clients. I have some good news. Like my client, Susan, and I are going to jump on and record her interview, because we are at the last part of her healing. We've been going hard and heavy for 3 months, and she was severely ill. And now we're down to the nerve pain. Like, all of the other stuff has been resolved for the most part, and now we're down to the last part of it. So she wants to share her story, and we've been talking a lot about diving into it to explain what was done, what she had to do, the mindset she had to have, all of the journey, the ups and downs. It was a pretty intense journey, but she was really, really sick. So keep that in mind when you see that interview pop up. But I think her story is super inspirational and will give help to a lot of people who've been written off by doctors or just, handed a bunch of prescription drugs and they're still not feeling better because she went through it. But one of the things that I've had to explain to people lately is this. I don't care if you're dealing with heart issues, if you've got Lyme, you've got a lupus diagnosis, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, arthritis. God, there's so many different things. The way that we go after it's always going to be the same. Yes, biomagnetism can balance the body's pH, get your body kicked into homeostasis, right? Which is the body's natural ability to heal. We're going to remove the things that block that from happening, kill pathogens, viruses, parasites, fungus, think candida, and all the stuff. But I am working against whatever you're doing to your body as I'm doing sessions. So like whatever you eat, whatever you drink comes into the body and immediately goes and gets filtered from the liver. So if you have heart issues, and this is the one thing I really want to get through to you guys, because I have a lot of older patients, people coming to me and they're like, I'm on all these medications, but my blood pressure is still up, right? Not having the ability, like dealing with constipation, dealing with nervous bowel syndrome, IBS, colitis, told that you have a hiatal hernia or ulcers, all the things, reflux. This is like some of the main things I'm seeing in clients that have chronic health issues, gastroesophageal reflux, right? And they're on reflux medication. And then constipation caused by the reflux, because when you take that reflux medication, and it could just be Prilosec, over the counter stuff, acid pills, it changes and blocks the hydrochloric acid that's in your stomach. So it holds that acid down so that it's not splashing back up into your esophagus and making you feel like you're gonna throw up. Great, fabulous. Except that now you don't have the right amount of acid in your stomach to digest your food. So guess what has to work harder? Your liver. Now, some of you don't have gallbladders because you had, gallbladder infections, you had gallbladder stones, and they took your gallbladder. Your gallbladder is the storehouse for bile. So your liver uses bile, produces bile to break down your food. Now, lots of you know this, but when you don't have a gallbladder, now your liver's constantly on drip mode. It has nowhere to store that bile. So say you eat something fatty, say you eat something that like meat or whatever, you have reflux and constipation, all you're talking about. Okay. So say you eat something fatty, and you don't have a gallbladder. And even if you do have a gallbladder, and this is what I'm thinking about, Lisa, even if you do have a gallbladder, but it's not like you've got stones that's blocking bile production and release from the gallbladder, your liver is just dripping. It's not releasing enough bile to get things digested and out of the way. When you're on reflux medication, not only are you putting an extra load on your liver and gallbladder, but if you don't have a gallbladder, like one of my clients, you're really doubling the load on your liver because you're not helping pre-digest things within the hydrochloric acid that's supposed to be done within the stomach before it moves from the stomach into the liver, right? And then it causes constipation. So the reason I'm talking about this is because everybody's been trained and programmed to believe you have these kind of problems, you just take a pill. Go to the doctor. But the doctor never tells you necessarily what's causing it. They don't tell you the cause. They don't tell you, well, look, let's scan for whatever virus, parasite, pathogen is blocking all of this stuff. You had your gallbladder removed because of stones. Lots of people have. My daughter has. And at the same time, that's when she was diagnosed with Hashimoto's. Most people would think Hashimoto's thyroiditis and gallbladder problems are not related. They're absolutely related and caused by the same virus. And I'm going to say this and probably piss some people off or bring a whole lot of questions my way. I don't care. I want to educate you, and I want you to educate yourself. Go read medical medium stuff. But here's the thing. We have all of these more things being added every day to the autoimmune umbrella of illnesses. Okay. Lyme disease. Lyme disease is not an autoimmune disorder. Lyme disease is multi-pathogenic, multi-systemic, and so is MS. You have a mixture of viruses, bacteria, parasites, and fungus clogging up your liver, creating toxicity in your body, and affecting your liver's ability to do its job, which is kill off the things that it needs to kill off, kick in the immune system, the antibodies, take care of it. Hashimoto's, thyroiditis, and a lot of the stuff that I see with clients that they're told, oh, you have autoimmune, you have lupus, you have all these things. No, you can give it a label like that, but here's the deal. What caused it? You can call it autoimmune. Your body's attacking itself. No, your body's not attacking itself. Your body goes and sends all kinds of antibodies to go protect against where this virus is hiding out. And a lot of people have like Hashimoto's or hypothyroid. The virus likes to go after the thyroid. It likes to go after where there's hormones. It likes to go after the adrenals. Chronic fatigue, it's feeding on adrenals. There are ways to get rid of that stuff. There are ways to fix those issues so that you don't have to suffer. But it starts in your liver. So back to my original point. Hi, Kimberly. It all originates in your liver. Your liver is the first place besides your stomach. It goes into your stomach, hits the hydrochloric acid as long as you're not taking reflux pills, hits the hydrochloric acid, moves now into the liver. The liver metabolizes, turns it into energy, and then moves it into the spleen. And from there, it goes out to the kidneys, to the heart, right? The liver cleanses the blood. It does all the stuff. I've talked to so many people recently that are like, what does my heart and heart problems have to do with my liver? It has everything to do with your liver. And you can argue with me all you like. I didn't make up the way that the body's anatomy works. I'm trying to share information. So when I tell you you've got high blood pressure, you've got clogged arteries, and your medications aren't working, and I say stop eating dairy, stop eating cheese, right? Stop eating fat and protein. When I tell you that, I'm not trying to be restrictive. I'm trying to help you fix your health. So if you come to me and you're like, well, why isn't the magnets working? The magnets cannot do much to fix the problem that you keep creating with the food you're putting in your body. If your liver is already sluggish, if your liver is already backed up and congested, there is little to nothing magnets will do other than maybe make you have a bowel movement. But from a permanent perspective of, I can kill off a lot of the stuff with the placements I'm doing. Yes, I can place for viruses. I can place for parasites and pathogens, and then we create die-off. But if you are constipated and you aren't willing to do whatever it takes to get that stuff out through your bowels, and you don't go to the bathroom for 3 days or 5 days, all those toxins of the stuff we killed out, which releases neurotoxins, which messes with your brain and makes you feel icky, all those toxins get reabsorbed back into the liver. Over and over. And then when you do finally have bowel movement, you let go some of the toxins. But if you're putting more garbage in, you're filling up your liver with more toxins. Your liver can only take so much. People tell me all the time, well, they eat whatever they want. They don't have any problems. Are they on blood pressure medicine? Yeah, they have problems. Well, they take cholesterol pills too. Yeah. You know why? Because their liver can't handle the amount of fat and protein from meat sources that they're putting into their body. They can't digest the dairy and all the stuff. So I don't want to argue with you guys. Like, I want you to go educate yourself. Go read the Medical Medium's books. I mean, he has a series of books, but the first book that's been updated is one of the better books. It really does explain a lot. I will, when someone's dealing with chronic health issues, put them through a diet change, especially while we're working to get their health back. And while we're detoxing and while we're killing all the pathogens and they're going through diet, I will put them on the protocol to do celery juice, to do mostly plant-based, to stop the eggs that feeds EBV and other viruses, to stop all of that so that we have a fighting chance to get your liver to regenerate. It's all possible, but it's not a magic pill. You know, one of my clients asked me today, God bless her, she's like, well, doesn't the magnets do that to detox you? Magnets won't detox you. Magnets create die-off. It brings the balance that creates the die-off in your system so that you're not facing those parasites, those viruses, your pathogens. But your liver, your body has to get it out. Where does it leave from? It leaves from your kidneys and your bladder. It leaves through your digestive system and into your bowels, right? It will come out of whatever orifice it has to. Your mouth, your skin, your lymphs. Like, if it can detox through your skin, you'll have breakouts. The preferred exit point for toxins is through your digestive system. And most of the toxins that we get out, you guys should know this by now, like Human Anatomy Basics 101, through your bowels. But it also comes out in any way it needs to. But if your digestive system is not working properly, if your liver, that big filter, that big cleanser, that big factory that makes antibodies, that makes vitamins, that release, like tells your body what hormones are needed, if that's not working, you got problems. And absolutely, when the liver is clogged, because the liver is the first place the stuff gets cleaned, the blood gets cleaned before it goes to the heart, right? I've had so many people say to me, the liver has nothing to do with the heart. The liver has everything to do with the heart. Everything to do with the heart. So if you've got blood pressure problems, you need to clean your liver. If you are taking medication because you're constipated and you're taking medication because you've got reflux, I bet you most of the time, if you're on reflux pills, you're constipated, because that is one of the biggest side effects. Oh, so you have no acid coming back through your throat, but you're also not going to the bathroom, which means you're toxic, which gives you headaches, that makes you cranky. It gives you brain fog and allows all of those toxins to just keep recirculating through your body. I can kill it off, but if your liver keeps reabsorbing it because it's not dumping out, you can't expect a miracle. Like, your body has to detox it. One of the things that I'm coming up against in so many areas is this belief that if you just do energy work, it's going to fix it. Look, I've been a healer most of my life, but professionally, I've been a healer for like 26 years, not like super young. And I love energy work, but energy work can only do so much if you're putting toxins in. And you can hope for a miracle, but the way that life works, miracles cannot happen when you are blocking the miracle by putting garbage in. So I hope that answers that question, because I've had people say to me, well, you know, if I believe, if I have faith, no. If you've got viruses and pathogens and parasites and they're dancing together and you've got fungus, you've got illness. And you can hope and pray, but how long have you been sick that you've been hoping and praying and there's no magic bullet? Your body needs to clean itself out, and sometimes the body needs help. So whether you use magnets or you use some other form doesn't really matter to me. I don't want people suffering. When it comes to the various like modalities that I've used, whether it's the QXCI, the EPFX machine, the SKIO, or CAT, or biomags, or Sarvatva healing, energy healing, right? Ozone therapy, I've been through it all. I've been through Native American ceremonies. I've been through herbs and all the stuff. And I can tell you, this modality, when combined with proper eating and proper detox, does amazing flippin' things. It is common sense, but it's not well-known information. People don't know. I mean, honestly, they just don't know because they've never been taught. So I'm trying to enlighten you. But the same thing goes for if you are trying, oh my God, this cat. I swear all of the animals in my life are in my office right now. Get out of there. Get. She will eat that plant and then she will get sick because that's what she does. Sorry about that. Real life lives. If you're trying to deal with the afflictions in your life, your mental stuff, your emotional stuff, your relationship issues, you've got plateaus, you've got blocks, the same rule applies, right? You can get energy work done. You can do affirmations and positive thinking. But if your actions don't shift and change, if the things that you're taking action on don't change, you're not going to get transformation. You're not going to get change. We are living in what I call the McDonald's fast food society, whether it's our health or it's our emotional problems or our relationship issues or our money issues. Everybody wants quick, quick, quick. Why won't the law of attraction work for me? Oh my God. The law of attraction is one of the universal laws out of many. To only know that one law and think that's going to fix everything is just like people coming to me and saying, but why won't the magnets work? It doesn't matter what I eat. It doesn't matter what I drink. It doesn't matter that I have alcohol. It's not realistic and it has to stop. We have to understand that in order for us to live at the level we want from a financial perspective, from a health perspective, from a relationship perspective, from just a peace perspective, we have to handle it holistically. We have to have the awareness, conscious awareness of what is causing our problems, where things are not working, where it's gone off the rails. You need the awareness because now that you're aware, you can do something about it. You need to know all the things that have caused it and brought you there. Then you need to fix what's caused it. And there are many different ways to do it. I like the ways I do it because it works consistently and it works fast and it works for everybody. Once you have the awareness and you start to take the steps in order to clean it all up, then you need to create alignment, right? Alignment, not just to what you want, alignment to universal law. The law that governs things like gravity, things like lack, and things like abundance and prosperity. There are specific universal laws. And once you have awareness and alignment, and you add in the inspired action, divinely inspired action that comes from intuition and connection, now you've got change. Now you've got the ability to change anything in your life and you show up differently. You show up as your higher self. You show up authentically. Now we can create anything we want in our lives. Take into consideration those pillars because the same awareness, alignment, right? And actions, the same pillars are needed when you're healing your physical health. Stop. All right. I think that's all I've got. I just wanted to jump on. I haven't been on all week. I've been super busy. But these are things that I keep having conversations this week, like repeating conversations. People are asking, well, what does it take? What does it take? That's what it takes. Learn about your body. Learn about the physical processes. Stop buying into the limitations of our current healthcare system. Stop buying into they're the authority and they're the expert. You know what's the authority in your life, whether it's your health or your mental health or your financial health? You're the authority. Your life's the authority. You have what you need. When I see people sick for years and they've gone to doctor after doctor and they've been through procedure after procedure only to have the doctors go, we don't know what we can do. There's nothing we can do for you. There's nothing worse than pulling the rug out from somebody and telling them that they're going to live for the rest of their lives with poor quality health when they don't have to. I was just watching this series on Netflix, some Dr. Sanders person, and how like she comes up with these cases and crowdsource it to see what doctors and different people think about it. And I was so disgusted from the episode I watched, because this young girl is 16. She's been suffering for the last couple of years because she got bit by a squirrel or raccoon in Costa Rica. And she's been like uncontrollable vomiting all day, every day for 2 years. It's ruined her entire last part of her childhood. And they still haven't figured out for sure what it is. And I was watching, I'm like, it's this, this, and this. But, you know, and I know if they treated certain things a certain way instead of just giving her medication, and now the doctors have thrown their hands up in the air and said, we don't know what to do. There's nothing we can do to help you, breaks my heart. And some of you have gone through that. And some of you have been told the same thing this girl was told. It's in your head. You're doing it to yourself. It's not. Some of you that are suffering from anxiety and depression, it's Epstein-Barr. Not just Epstein-Barr, though. It's Epstein-Barr combined with either strep or some other bacteria and perhaps another pathogen. Penny, stop. So you can clear all of that too, but it does take combination. Like when I do it, it's magnets, it's nutrition, it's clearing out your body, it's creating a pathway for detoxing that isn't going to make you feel like absolute crap. But sometimes, like with Susan, she was so sick, we had to create whatever pathways we could out, and it wasn't a fun ride for her, but we're on the other side of it now. Like the worst parts of it are over now. And she asked me so many times in a week, sometimes in a day, am I going to be okay? Am I going to be okay? Oh, you're going to be okay. Going to be okay. But man, when you're going through that process, and I know because I went through it with cancer and leukemia, it was harsh. It was so harsh. Doctors like to push drugs, and they do have terrible side effects, but one of my clients asked me today, and this was the cutest little thing, but also the most frustrating thing. She said, am I going to have to take celery juice because she has reflux and constipation and heart issues? And so am I going to have to do celery juice, though, for the rest of my life? And I'm like, you're looking at this all wrong. You're willing to take reflux meds and constipation meds to relieve what the other medications you're on, the other 10 medications you're on, for the rest of your life without question, knowing it's causing joint pain, arthritis, right? It's causing all these other, you don't even question that. You don't ask your doctor, do I have to stay on this for the rest of my life? You don't even care because it's easy. You just take a pill. Meanwhile, your liver's getting worse. Your spleen's getting worse. Your gallbladder's getting worse. Your heart and your blood pressure medicine, not working. That's getting weaker. Your circulation's getting worse. Your arthritis getting worse. But do you have to take celery juice for the rest of your life? Like, that's the wrong question. You look at it differently. Celery juice doesn't have any side effects. It's food. It's natural. Who cares if you have to drink celery juice for the rest of your life? If you have your energy, your health, the clarity of mind. Those drugs give you brain fog and shut down other parts of your body and absolutely damage the liver. And I get it. I get in this fast food freaking nation that we live in, seriously get that we've all been programmed. If you're sick, run to the doctor, get a pill. It'll fix it. It doesn't fix it. It suppresses your symptoms. And if you read on the medication, it doesn't say it cures it. It says it treats these symptoms. Medication from your doctor isn't there to heal it or to fix it. It's there to treat and suppress your symptoms. Meanwhile, causes worse side effects. Absolutely, celery juice is not bad. And for those of you who are chronically ill and you don't have the energy to get up and juice, or you don't have a juicer, go get the powder. Get the organic powder from Amazon. You can get it on my website. Like the link is there on my website. If you go to the biomagnetism page, scroll down, it says in big letters, my recommended supplement list. Go take it. The zinc supplements there, the micro C is there for the vitamin C super shots. If you are certainly like, if you have Lyme, if you have any kind of like shingles or herpes or Epstein, take it, and take the pure form from Vimergy because they don't have all the additives. Watch what you get in your supplements too, by the way. One of the reasons I'm combining so much of the health stuff with, even though I've worked for so long with most of my focus on transformation, is because Spirit told me, like, people's health's getting worse. And like, they can't even deal with the emotional, the mental side of their lives, the spiritual growth side of their lives, because they don't have the physical energy to deal with it. They don't have the clarity of mind to get the awareness and the insight to create alignment, because your physical aspect's missing. If you guys think about, and I've talked about this a lot, in order to create a life intentionally that you enjoy, you have to have your mental, your emotional, and your physical all together combined, moving in the same direction with a high vibration. How can you do that if you have no physical energy because you're sick? You can't. You can't. Celery juice is not a punishment. Funny how people not even juice for 30 days. They can't even do what it takes to help their own health. Yeah. And then they get mad at me. Well, then does Biomag work? I'll tell you what, y'all can go to Medical Medium and do it all by yourself. Follow his protocol if you're not going to do it with magnets to a T. And it's huge. If you look at his protocol, all the supplements and all the stuff, it's a lot to do, especially if you're sick. And I say that because I don't want you to think you can't heal yourself. You absolutely can. 100% honesty, you can. I did it, but I didn't do it alone either. I used CBD, CBN stuff, right? Medical marijuana. I used Native American plant medicine in ceremony with the Native Americans. I used herbs. I used colon hydrotherapy with ozone. I used all kinds of supplements. I used enemas that I performed on myself daily, sometimes 6 times a flipping day, because I needed to detox from the cancer, all the stuff that was dying off that was causing the cancer. So yes, you can do it by yourself. You absolutely can, and it takes a lot. I know because I've gone that road. But with biomags, the biomagnetic therapy, it goes faster because you're killing it off like that. Like killing it off, and then doing the celery juice and the rest of the protocol is upping your immune system, giving your body the support it needs, your liver the support it needs to detox properly. Amazing. But you can do it by yourself. Hi, Miss Julie. Haven't seen you in so long. We keep missing each other too. So anyhow, that's my message to you. Whether it's health or you want to change your life, change your relationship, change your money story, get things moving in a different way, you still need those pillars are all going to be the same. Just how they show up individually is going to be different for you. I want to help you guys. Like, I really want you to educate yourself. Be careful for people with autoimmune. Some supplements cause adverse effects because it's already overactive. This is true, but that's where you have to know. And if you're killing enough lights with Biomag, the biomagnetism therapy, I haven't had anyone with adverse side effects with the protocols I'm running with them for Medical Medium. None. I mean, yeah, we've got some stuff that reactivates, but it's not stuff that wasn't already there. And it's literally to be on the other side of it. If you guys had heard my client Susan, she was bad. Like, it was bad. And she's got clarity. She borrowed someone's truck. Like, I can't wait for you guys to hear from her because it's been amazing. Like, it's amazing. And I can't wait for you to hear all the stuff, all the journey. It's been a hard battle, and it would have been really easy for me to just throw my hands in the air and go, I can't, because it took a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of coaching, and a lot of therapy. What do you mean? What about diagnosis of autoimmune? I know she is. I want to get up and let her out because I closed the door thinking that would keep them quiet, but now my dad's cooking, so she wants out. So Lisa, what are you asking? What about diagnosis with MS, ALS, lupus? Yeah. So, Cindy, who's in Charm Life, right? She had pelvic inflammatory disease and lots of pelvic inflammation and pain. And I actually posted a audio / video of her story. She had chronic fatigue or fibromyalgia or both. I don't even remember. I'm telling you what the doctors diagnosed her with, not what I treated, not what I placed for, because I went after the cause. She had tested positive for lupus, then she tested negative for lupus, then she tested positive. And she said every 6 months she'd have to go through these tests and go through the guessing game. And in reality, she was just tired all the time, fatigued all the time. She had mystery pains and she had pelvic pain every morning she woke up. After her second session, she woke up without no pelvic pain, more energy than she knew what to do with. We only had to do 4 sessions with her. 4 sessions with her. That's it. Not everybody's going to get that, but she has no problem juicing. She listened to everything I said and she went after it from the very first session. And she's like, I have more energy than I know what to do with. I'm so used to having brain fog. I'm so used to having pelvic pain. It's just gone. I didn't even know what it was like to not have it. So yeah, absolutely. I do both. It is just as effective when I do it. I can't speak to any other practitioner. Julie, you know how that works. It's just as effective long distance as it is in person. In fact, like with Susan, we've talked multiple times. I've had to lay down literally 60 pairs of magnets per session on her. Like there was one time we had 120 magnets in the very beginning. There's no way she would have been able to lay there and take the weight of all those magnets, as skinny as she'd gotten and as ill as she was. So literally sometimes I think it's better to do long distance. Now I have an in-person office. I prefer to place the magnets on myself for me. But even sometimes when I have a big long list of stuff I have to place for on myself, I'll put them on my mannequin, on Lola, and then lay beside her and just link up. Right? I've been doing healing long enough that long distance healing is no big deal to me, but I will link up to her, let her carry the weight of the magnets while I just lay there. And then I'll fall asleep. The alarm will ring when the timer's up, get up, pull the magnets off, feel amazing. We can heal ourselves. Absolutely. But you have to know what's causing, you have to know the root cause. What is causing what's making me sick? Right? And there's different areas in the brain. Like you have all the organs, you have all the places where your hormones are manufactured. You have your thyroid, you have all the stuff in all the areas. Think about all the little places in your body that pathogens hide. You have to rebalance all of that and all the connections from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. The beautiful thing that I like about magnets, and while you have to go after it on your own, is that you can personalize the pairs for the person depending on what they're experiencing and how their body's reacted. But also using magnets, you can heal traumatic brain injury and nerve damage. And that's what I'm down to now with my client, Susan, is we're going after and reversing the nerve damage that was done from years of all of these pathogens that the doctors never picked up on. Some of them did. I mean, because she did send me her blood work from a holistic doctor from 2020. And I picked up more than what I got on her blood work. And she sent it to me a month after we started working together. It was all the stuff that I was already working on, but I was working on more than what they got. And they weren't putting together the combination. And she tried holistic. She tried, she tried all kinds of stuff. allopathic medicine, holistic, and it wasn't getting her anywhere. So, yeah. But it's not an overnight cure. And that's the one thing people are like, well, how many sessions? I keep getting comments on my threads and they're like, how many sessions? I don't know your body. I don't know what's wrong with you. You want me to guess at that? That's absolutely ridiculous. Can your doctor, when you walk in or call in for your appointment, tell you how much she's going to have to do to get you well? No. Absolutely no. Like, that's a ridiculous request. So I'm not trying to be mean or rude when I respond. Like, there's no way for me to know. I don't know your body. I have to do a scan. And funny enough, the scans change from session to session to session of what the body wants, because I'm scanning your body, like what your body wants to address. And not everything's going to come up in that first scan, because I can't possibly address everything that goes wrong in the human body at one time. So no to antibiotics are possible. Are you saying there's a ability to not take antibiotics? I don't understand what you're saying. Ask again. And while you're asking, I'm going to sneak out and let these dang dogs out, and then I'll be right back. Ow. All right, out. Get. Okay. Yeah, it's absolutely possible to not take antibiotics. You know, antibiotics, sometimes you need them. I'm not going to say don't ever take antibiotics, but I can tell you, your body, think about the way the Creator has made everything. Your body has an immune system. Your liver produces antibodies to go after certain things. Like, Brittany and Addie came home with some sort of a virus from the weekend. Addie had a competition up north of Austin, and I didn't go. You know, it was too far. I had too much other stuff going on. So I didn't go, but they came home. Brittany got sick. She's been sick now for 3 days. And then Addie started to get it. Well, I woke up this morning because I've been driving Addie to dance, right? I woke up this morning, had a headache, started coughing, and I'm like, God bless. So after I got done with my client scans and treatments, I started to scan myself and placed, I think I had all of maybe 10 magnets on me. So 5 pairs. I had 5 pairs of magnets, and within 20 minutes, no symptoms, no headache. What started to feel like muscle aches and body aches, like you get when you get a fever, gone. Cough. Have you guys heard me cough? Gone. Right? Same thing happened when I placed for COVID, when Brittany had COVID. Sheila. So yeah. Ability to heal without antibiotics. You absolutely can heal your body without antibiotics. And I prefer to do it because antibiotics have side effects. There are side effects to antibiotics too. And it messes with your gut. But there are times when you absolutely need a round of antibiotics because your body can't fight it off. Like, if you've been sick for a long time and you're not already doing what's necessary for your body, right, ahead of time, you may need antibiotics. In the middle of our stuff, Susan had, you know, as we were killing a bunch of stuff off, one of the things that the nerves affects is it creates what symptoms and sensations of urinary tract infection. She got a urinary tract infection, but it didn't turn into anything when they cultured it. But I was like, instead of going through it, and more from a mental perspective, because it was in sort of the beginning of the times we were working together, I was like, go ahead and get on them. Go ahead. So she did. But then those same symptoms came back 2 more times in the last 3 months. And now she's learned, like, this is just part of the detox. It's cleaning the stuff out of my bladder and my kidneys. And we were able to get rid of it. Same thing with sores in her mouth. Like, we had to combat stuff like that. Things would blow up. And within a day, they'd go away. And then new things would show up. And then they'd go away. Depending on how sick you are, that may end up happening. So, but yeah, I'm not against, I don't want you guys to get the idea that I'm against Western medicine. Western medicine's amazing. Sometimes it's great for diagnosing, but they literally do not go after the cause. How they diagnose is, what's your symptoms, and this is what we're going to label it as. And here's the medications that we give you to treat that. But you hear me when I say the word treat, not cure. Okay? Keep that in mind. Educate yourselves, please. I am so sad watching so many people be sick. I'm so sad with people contacting me and going, doctors are telling me that there's nothing they can do and that a lot of my symptoms are in my head. No, they're not. I'm tired of people telling people that are suffering with depression and anxiety that it's all because of their mindset. No, if you have Epstein-Barr virus and it's dancing with other things, and you have all of a sudden, especially that time of the month, if you're a woman, all of a sudden a rash of irrational fear, and it comes once a month, or it's if you don't have your cycle anymore and you're menopausal or whatever, and it just doesn't go away, like Epstein-Barr. But it's not Epstein-Barr alone. Crohn's and colitis. Epstein-Barr is playing with some other stuff in you, right? Fibromyalgia. That's a whole other parasitic infection going along with bacteria. But do I know all of what's dancing in your system? Everybody has a different combination of stuff. Seriously. Like my dad, he's got a whole combination of stuff that I've helped him with, different from other people. And just no telling until you do a scan and you start treating. And as you start treating, by about the second or third session, you start to get the whole picture. Oh, that's playing with this over here and it's affecting this over here. And literally you begin chasing after all the places where the stuff's been hiding, and then you can heal it. There's a difference between cure and treat. Western medicine treats symptoms only. Big pharma controls Western medicine. Absolutely. I was talking to my doctor a week or so ago, and he was asking me something because I told him, like, when you check my thyroid, check the T3 and T4 because something's off with it right now. My hair is falling out. Like, I think I'm on too high of a dose. And he doesn't really want to mess around with that stuff. He goes, why don't you go see an endocrinologist? So here's a little, pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. Here's a little piece of advice to all of you. And I don't have insurance. I refuse to buy insurance because it's a load of BS at this point. But he goes, go to an endocrinologist and they can run your panels, like your full free T3 feed. And I'm like, I have to get a referral from you. And he's like, not if you don't have insurance. I said, what? He said, if you are self-pay and you tell the endocrinologist office that you are self-pay, you're not required to go see a primary first. That's only if you have insurance. What? Like, what kind of BS is that? That is where our system is broken, people. They make you jump through hoops. The reason they want you to go to your primary is because if your primary doesn't think that you need to see an endocrinologist, they're the gatekeeper. Your primary is the gatekeeper. Okay? The fact that someone can go self-pay and go see any specialist without going to their primary tells you how broken the system is. It's all about the money. It is all about the money. Either insurance companies saving money, right? Or the doctors and pharma making money. If I can go to any doctor I want without a damn primary referral, that should tell you something. I actually self-healed, lost weight, speak to my bodies, my cells with acupuncture, healthy nutrition, wonderful chiropractor. I'm doing really good compared to where I was 2 years ago. Absolutely. That's what I'm telling you guys. You can heal yourselves. Go read Medical Medium. But understand, if you are really sick, if you have a lot of competing viruses, if it's multisystemic, you have MS, you have Lyme disease or chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, PCOS, and pelvic inflammatory disease and depression and anxiety and thyroid issues, all that stuff, that healing could take you 6 months to a year. I'm just saying, like, honestly, if you don't do an additional modality like biomagnetism, but you can heal it, right? When I healed cancer, it took me 6 months and I did it on my own, but then added different modalities, ozone therapy. I did Native American church ceremonies with plant medicine. I did layered patches of medical marijuana, CBD and CBN, to kill the tumor, to eat away at it. I did a ton of supplements. I did a ton of stuff. And it still took me 6 months to get my numbers to come back right and to kill that tumor and get it to come back out of my abdomen. But it is possible. And most people don't have the wherewithal to do it all on their own. And it's tough. And it doesn't mean if you can't do it on your own either, there's something wrong with you. Absolutely, there's not. So stop judging yourselves, but make a decision for yourself. And please, please, please educate yourself. Don't just listen to what the authorities are telling you, because everywhere you look and everywhere you read, it is no freaking secret that the healthcare system is broken and it's a for-profit business. And if you don't have the quality of life you want, you are in control of it. Put yourself back in the driver's seat of your life. And if not back, put yourself in the driver's seat for the first time of your life. Whether it's mental, emotional, or physical, you can fix it. But it takes dedication and commitment. It absolutely does. I hope that answers some questions for y'all. That was a long live. I haven't been on for a while. I love you. Does anyone else have anything you want to add, you care to share, you have a question about before I jump off? It's a mouthful. I love you, Sheila. I work in healthcare. I can attest to that. It's about money and volume. And it's getting worse because some of you don't realize this either. What's happening in the U.S. with our healthcare system, I can't speak to other countries because I'm from the U.S., is that private equity firms are buying up the community hospitals. Private equity firms, investment companies are buying up the hospitals, the clinics. Like, why? Why do we have financial companies investing in hospitals? And then they changed the policies and they changed the payment structure, and they've also invested in the insurance companies. So seriously, investigate. Like, I'm not making money off of this stuff that I'm sharing with you. I'm sharing with you to educate you so that you understand what you can do for yourselves. Yeah. Really sad they're merging and taking out community hospitals, privatizing most. They're privatizing it because they're looking for the profits. Seriously. That's what's happening. And most people don't know because they don't follow it. I follow all of that stuff, just like I follow the medical journals. I follow the science breakthroughs. I read all of that stuff. You know, I've never been to a day of university or college. Like, not been to college. I'm self-studying on everything I've ever done. But you know what? It's awesome because I study everything and then I use my critical thinking and my intuition to feel into stuff to know whether it's true or it's not. And I go with what makes sense, what feels right. Take control of your lives. If you want to work with me, y'all know how to get in touch with me. Anywho, I love you. I hope you have an amazing weekend. I've got so much good stuff happening right now, but I am busy. I am redoing my entire back end of my website, my program, all the stuff. Plus, I'm working with clients. Like, I'm working really late nights just trying to get stuff. Sheila, I love you. Listen to Bernadette. She's telling the truth. I'm not trying to make money off of you guys to share this with you. I'm not trying to scare you either, but I am trying to wake you up. I do want to shake you into consciousness. Like, stop listening to what they tell you. Stop listening to, well, this is the way we've always done it. Because let me tell you something. Up until about 50 years ago or so, I would say 50 years is being generous. Up until 50 years ago, they lived by the creed, harm to none. They lived by that. They don't live by that anymore. Seriously, they don't take responsibility. Doctors no longer hold themselves accountable or responsible when mistakes are made or when, oh, I'm sorry, the drugs I gave you came with 10 side effects, and oops, didn't mean to injure you. There's a reason that the pharmaceutical companies have gotten laws passed that hold them harmless from the side effects of their drugs. That they're in there lobbying with the government to say, well, we don't want to be sued. There's a reason. I'm on your side because I'm as much a consumer of what's out there as you are. I just choose not to play down that road because it's never helped me. Seriously, it's never helped me. When I hurt my neck and I needed surgery, that's when healthcare was very important. Doctors were amazing and flew to India and had it handled. That was great. When you break a leg and you need your leg set, go to the doctor. Your blood pressure's up, go figure out what's causing it and fix that. Okay? Stop running to the doctor to give you a pill so that you can instantaneously feel better, because all that's doing is putting you in a hypnotic trance, making you believe that now you're fine. You're not fine. Your blood pressure numbers may be reading fine, but your heart is still struggling. And eventually you're going to wake up with clogged arteries and need a bypass or 2 or 3. Just saying. Handle your liver. Take care of it. It's your best friend. It's your best friend. And you need to love it. All right, I'm out. I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful weekend. Next week, I think, is Easter, right? Yeah, we're like a week away from Easter. I can't even believe it's already April. So you have my love if I don't come back on live stream. Like I said, I'm busy. So if I don't come back on live stream and I don't see you before Easter, happy Easter for those of you who are celebrating here in the U.S. and the rest of you. Any of you that want to get in touch with me, please send a message or an email, and you know how to do that. All right? Have a good one.